Man, tonight was one of those nights where the team in general just did not have it at all. As the Knicks take a loss at Madison Square Garden, 130 to 119. It was the Tyrese Mack show. Um, the Sixers came and played an all around game tonight and gave the Knicks a run for their money. Um, Come join us here on Nixonish for the nightly recap with of course you already know the vibes, the panel, the best panel on YouTube. Um, just join us tonight. Somebody.
Hit the intro.
Boom shakalaka! The Knicks are grit. These kids and our party just lit. Bet it's the littest. You know we lit. You know we lit. You know we lit. You know we lit. Turn up, no we lit. Turn up. You know we lit. Let's go deep time. You know we lit. Mr. Nixon. You know we lit. Kev, what up? You know we lit fresh, that's the Pearl A Lord. You know we lit Knickerbocker, have a talk to. Let's go! We lit.
Yo. You already know the vibes. Welcome to Knicks and Ish. It was a bad one to watch. If you're a Knicks fan, if you're a Sixer fan, you enjoyed it. I'm just saying. If you just like basketball and you like what the Sixers did, that was a good night to watch. But if it was a Knicks fan, man, that was horrible. It was straight trash. I'm your boy, the infamous one, Knickerbocker Ave. I'm joined by the greatest panel here on YouTube, Knicks and Ish panel, including, but not limited to, the First Lady of Knicks and Ish, Mrs. Knicks, our beloved co-host, Mr. Kev Rodriguez, and joining us tonight from ours Untitled, from the Bleed Blue Show, from everywhere you probably heard this man's voice, I call him the great Domstradamus, Dominic DiNardo. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
All good, guys. Let's roll.
Yeah.
As been alluded to, the New York Knicks fall at Madison Square Garden to the Philadelphia 76ers, 130 to 119. That is the Knicks' third consecutive loss. They now fall to 0-2 against the Sixers this season. It's just a bad day in the office. Be sure, please. Thank you all for showing up. Be sure to hit that like, that comment, that subscribe button. Sharing is always caring. We appreciate each and every one of you for coming on, even the trolls. We like to say thank you very much, with the utmost sincerity. Also, if you haven't done so, be sure to hit the Knicks and Knicks Shopify. It's right there. If you want to go to the YouTube channel, the link is right there. And if not, it's scrolling right across the bottom as we currently speak. We got some new fire shit, the new Garden Certified shirt that you saw T-Time been rocking for the last couple of days. I'm sure we'll be joined by him later on because he was at Madison Square Garden. I'm sure that he probably got arrested at some point because he probably started to fight with somebody. But this was a tough one to go. 3 straight, despite the fact the captain had 31 points, 4 assists, 4 steals. Okay night by Cat, but the Knicks just did not have it. Philly did. Initial reactions. Dom, why don't we start off with you? How did you feel about tonight's game?
I saw this coming, guys, honestly. But I know Anna don't watch nobody but the Knicks, so I have to pause. This team has the best backcourt in the NBA. Cut and dry. Say what you want, whether we're a Knicks fan, a Sixer fan, a Heat, whatever fan you are. These two guys are dynamic. 54 points the first night they played the Knicks, 60-something points tonight. I told a friend of mine, you can't hide Jalen Brunson tonight. You couldn't put him on Maxey, so you had to put him on Edgecombe. We saw what happened. Then they put anybody they wanted on this kid. And believe me, if there wasn't so much hype on this, the Cooper flag, this kid should seriously be in the running for Rookie of the Year. So we was up against, again, guys, when you have a backcourt like that in today's NBA, that is, I always say this, Av, is an offensive-driven league. When you got your two backcourt mates averaging damn near 60 points a night, you probably got one leg up on whoever you're playing on any given night. Tonight just happened to be a bad night because, one, we're coming off of a loss last night to the Hawks, which wasn't a good showing, let's be honest. They kept jacking up threes, even though they weren't scoring, even though they weren't hitting. Again, we go back to, it wasn't that long ago that we would have blamed who? The coach. Why didn't he pull the trigger? Why didn't he stop with the threes? Why didn't we? And, you know, it didn't happen, and it didn't happen tonight either. Like, I'll say this without getting winded. We can sit here and say we're playing 9, 10 guys a night. That's great. Don't get me wrong. But are they effective? Are they making a big difference in these big games? We're starting, I think we talked about this once before, and I don't know if it was on the Bleed Blue show. I was telling Anna, we're starting to play better teams. Let's keep it a buck. We play who's in front of us. We get it. We do. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Av or somebody said we're already 0-2 against the Sixers. And if I'm not mistaken, both games were at the Garden.
Yep, they were.
They have guys. I'm serious. Whether you like them or not, I am not a Sixers fan. I just been watching these two dudes because one of my friends has that hoops space on Twitter, Chris, and he's a Sixers fan. And I was telling him early on in the year, do you think this is the best backcourt in the NBA? He was like, Tom, I don't want to get too hyped. But I look at them now, guys, and I mean, unless I'm seeing something nobody else is seeing, they're averaging about 40 points a night, 16 assists, 10 rebounds. And I don't think Mikal Bridges is a good wing. I think Edgecombe is too quick for him. I think Maxey was too quick for him. These guys not only are athletic, they're fast as hell. And then you have Embiid having Embiid type of night. So it is what it is. It was a tough loss. You suck it up. You move on. Hopefully you learn from it. Because the Knicks, if I'm not mistaken, guys, and Anna, we might have only won, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to check before I speak out of turn, 3 categories. Free throws, offensive rebounds, and steals. Every other category they dominated us in.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done in this NBA, especially when a big component of what the Knicks' success is rebounding and points in the paint. Mrs. Knicks, your initial thoughts? You're muted.
My bad. Frustration is starting to kick in.
Yeah.
Because this is not the team that we've been seeing. Forget bad shooting nights. It happens to all NBA teams. I'm talking about what we're seeing from them on the court. We don't see the tenacity. We don't see the real fight. Like, you see a little bit of fight, but what we've been seeing thus far this season, we haven't seen in these last, I'd say, 2 games. New Orleans was but yesterday and today, I just don't see it. I don't see the fight. I don't see the desire in their eye. They look more than a step behind, both teams. You know, again, defense was our issue. We weren't shooting badly. We didn't make shots, you know, when we needed them to go down, you know, in the comeback, but we didn't shoot badly. But defensively, we sucked. And against teams that have 3-point shooters, we're gonna get killed every night. Let's just be for real. 23 assists is just not gonna do it. It's not. The ball seems to be sticking. Passes aren't as sharp. Ball movement isn't as fast. I don't know what has happened. I can't say it's because we're just missing Josh. You know, they said it on the broadcast, and yes, he's a huge part of what we do. But you know, I just don't see it from everyone else. And so I'm frustrated. I don't know, but they better figure this shit out because the schedule ain't gonna get easier.
It absolutely won't. And unfortunately, it's just going to get worse because Monday night we're heading up to Detroit to take on the Pistons. And that would have been a good matchup to go into, you know, to try to take over first place. But these three losses to San Antonio, Atlanta, and now to the Sixers kind of take us out of that. Kev?
You know, I think today was one of those games where we you know, they just couldn't find the rhythm, to be honest with you. And I thought that I agree with Dom about VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey. I mean, it was their game today, especially. I mean, they came out. I think Edgecombe had like 18 in the first quarter, or was it the first half?
First half.
It was, yeah, like, you know, and I think Jalen did his best. I think he tried. It's just that this kid, both times he came to the Garden, this kid just lit us up. We've had no answer for neither one of them. Defensively, in this first, I think this is our first 3-game losing streak throughout the whole season, right? If I'm correct.
No, it's the second one because we lost 3 straight early on.
Early in the season.
Second one. All right. So, you know, it's bound to happen. You know, we bound to hit a bump in the road. You know, I feel like we could have played better today. We had little stints like late in the fourth quarter where we tried to make a run, but it's just that they kept answering every run that we made. You know, like they were on it today. Pause. You know, we could have did a better job at protecting the paint. They destroyed us. In the paint today. I think it was 52-34.
54-32.
4-32. Wow, look at that. You know, they dominated us in the paint tonight. We had no answer for that, and we had Mitch and Cat. So there's no excuse for that. So I mean, you know, they just gotta figure out a way to you know, get out of this funk. You know, they're a good team. They just gotta figure it out, man. You know, this happens to the best of them. You know what I'm saying? And when this happens, they just gotta, you know, go through it and figure things out.
I will say this. One thing that really fucking annoyed me in today's game is not only today, because we've seen it in other games. You take out the guys that start the run. I'm very confused as a coach why the fuck that happens game after game after game. If Jalen is out and the guys are making a run, you don't need to stop and put him in. Like, yes, he's Jalen Brunson. Yes. But if we're in the middle of a run, stop stopping the fucking run.
I guess the question for the panel, because is because that point is very true. But how much? I mean, statistically speaking, you don't really see it on on the stat sheet. But how much is it really going to be that we really miss Josh Hart and his energy and what he does? You know, because we know him as the Swiss Army knife, we know him as the Knickerbocker spark plug. But how much are we missing him right now? Anybody who wants to go first?
To be honest with you, you know, he does everything we need right now, bro. The loose balls, the going coast to coast on team, puts pressures on, plays defense on anybody on the other team. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. He is the type of player that he is for us. He's the energy guy, bro. He brings that different kind of energy that we don't have right now. We lack that. You know what I mean? And I think that him being injured and being out is really hurting us right now.
With all the shaking and baking we did with this team and the roster, I said this earlier to Av. Our two best guys coming off the bench are still Deuce McBride and Josh Hart.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting with Clarkson. No shade. I know this is a Knicks podcast, but if you never watched basketball before, you never saw him play, he's the tale of two players. He'll shoot you in a game, he'll shoot you out a game. Shamet, he's hurt. But the rest of these throw-ins, I'm having a hard time, guys, thinking, is Mike Brown coaching this team via Twitter and via narratives that I have to play all these guys because they didn't do it before me? I'm serious, guys. I'm almost to that X-Files conspiracy shit because it seems like he's just throwing 9-10 guys out there, and at the end of the day, it's still Deuce McBride and Josh Hart.
Yeah. Like
maybe it's me, guys. Maybe I'm just looking at this as, are we trying to prove a point? I mean, if you're going to start Mitch, fine, good. We got Mitch and Cat. But your bench is still Josh Hart and Deuce McBride, guys, unless I'm missing something. We get high. I mean, that's why I'll preference it this way. The reason I love y'all and I support y'all, and Kev threw me for a loop, going back to Twitter, Kev, the reason I always dealt with y'all is because y'all didn't live on a narrative. Y'all didn't live on, I want to be right tomorrow morning. Y'all keep it a buck every show, good, bad, or indifferent. Y'all keep it a buck. There's too many people out there that don't keep it a buck, and they're trying to build this narrative of, oh, look at us now, we're 10 deep. No, we're not. We're not, guys. We have Josh Hart and Deuce McBride. I'll say this to Adam's point. Watch when Josh Hart comes back.
Well, remember when they put him in the starting lineup, all we had was Deuce coming off the bench.
Right. I'm sorry, Kev. Yeah. And what happened? What happened, Anna? We went 8-1.
Right.
Right. We went 8-1 when we switched that lineup, didn't we?
Yeah.
This is where I got to get rid of the conspiracy shit. You either don't want to do what we did last year. You tried that shit. It didn't work. You went back to what we did last year. We went 8-1. Now we're missing Josh Hart. Here's the funny thing, guys. 134 and 100 and what did the Sixers score tonight? 132?
30.
130.
134 to San Antonio, 132 to the Sixers. You think either one of those teams averaging over 118 points a night? No, they're not.
No.
It's our defense that is killing us, guys. Let's keep it a buck. I always say this, Av. It's an offensive-driven league, but you still got to make stops.
But you still got to make stops.
Look at this San Antonio. We let the kid go 0 for 11 3-pointers. I would say like 8 of those 3-pointers, he was wide open in the same spot.
But here's the weird thing, Kev, Anna. The games against San Antonio and Atlanta, they beat us with their two best players watching from the sideline.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say what you want about Trae Young. Trae Young is Trae Young. You know he's going to score. You know he's going to keep you on your toes because he can move.
Especially
I'm not as hyped on this Wembanyama guy, but again, he's your best player. They scored 134 and 130 with their two best players on the bench. All right.
Crazy. It's crazy to think about that because if you look at the line for Jordan Clarkson tonight, because you mentioned it, 19 minutes, 3 points on a 1-for-4 shooting, went 1 for 3 from downtown. You don't know what you're getting from him. Gershon Yabusele he played 4 minutes. Mohamed Diawara, he played 2 minutes. Huck Porty played 5. Kevin McCullough only played 5 minutes. The only guys that had more minutes is Deuce had 31, Tyler Kolek had 14, and Jordan Clarkson had 19. And then of course you overworked the starters. Anunoby and Bridges both played 37. Towns 34, Brunson 35, and Mitch played 19. Obviously because they're still doing that load management bullshit. So I don't know. I mean, we do know obviously. Josh Hart is a huge component to what this what this team does in terms of its success. But when he goes down, what happened to the next man up mentality and that narrative that was being played so heavily on Knicks Twitter, play the kids, play the kids, play the kids. Well, now they're being played. McCourty's getting minutes, Kolek's getting minutes, McCullough's getting minutes. And over the last month, they were getting, these moments of brilliance, and they're showing that, hey, they have some talent, they can contribute. But now when you're playing 3 games in a row, you're playing San Antonio, Atlanta, and Philadelphia, 3 teams that are potentially going to be in the playoffs. What are you going to do when you get that opportunity? Given the coach is not giving them a lot of opportunity, they're not giving them a lot of leeway, but at the same time, I'm not seeing them performing. So it's kind of crazy that we're in that conundrum now. It's like, well, now we're playing the kids and they're not performing. So, but my reaction to this game right now is that the Knicks, to me, they played like pure ass. They have been. They've been playing like pure ass. Last night's game, they shot 43 3-pointers, hit 9 of them. That's pure ass. Come on now. Against San Antonio, you let Kevin alluded to. Champagnie had 11 threes, a Spurs franchise record. Tonight, you had probably one of the best backcourts in the NBA today. One of the youngest backcourts in the NBA in Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, and they were running circles around Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, and Jordan Clarkson. They were running circles. They gave effort. It wasn't like they weren't trying. They just couldn't they couldn't stay in front of them. So, we're taking the loss, obviously. We got some work to do. Today they sucked. And hopefully they can fix this shit, because by the time Monday comes around, you're playing the first place Detroit Pistons, and they've been talking shit. Cade Cunningham has been talking shit, saying, "Oh, we should have beat them last season in the playoffs." I'm like, how the fuck is that? Dude, come on, really? But he's gonna have it. He's gonna be ready. And the Pistons ain't no joke this year. They're coming to play.
And remember, last year they played without Stewart and without Jaden Ivey.
Yeah. And it was still tough to beat. You can't hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, you can hear me now?
I couldn't hear Kev. But anyway, you heard what I said. We played them without their 2 best players last year. Well, 2 of their best. So now everybody's healthy, except us. And I don't know. That brings me back to everybody with the minutes police. We played the most minutes with our starters, but we had the least injuries at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Moving ahead into, we alluded to the fact that the Knicks are going to be playing the Detroit Pistons next. But if you look at the rest of the roster, the rest of the schedule, it is not pretty. You're talking about at Detroit on Monday, at home on Wednesday against the Clippers. Then we're on a West Coast swing in Phoenix, in Portland, in Sacramento, in Golden State to return home on January 17th to welcome the Phoenix Suns again. Mrs. Knicks, how do you see that working out for us?
Depends on which Knicks team comes out to play. Because the Knicks we've seen up until these 3 games can beat any team. But this team that we're seeing over these last couple of games, it'll be brutal if this team comes out every game. I think for Detroit, we have to come out guns blazing. I'm not gonna hold you because you know they're gonna want to get back from the playoffs. So I mean, I'm gonna take it one game at a time. Detroit is gonna be tough, but I mean they're beatable. The Clippers, if I'm not mistaken, are like on a win streak. Let me see where they at. I can't even see. My vision is all fucked up. But I heard that they're playing good as of late. But again, it really all depends on us because talent-wise, we have the talent. It just is a matter of, do they want to win? So we'll see. I mean, I'm not giving up on them. I'm just super frustrated right now.
Yeah, right now the Clippers are on a 6-game winning streak, and they're playing against the Boston Celtics right now. I'm not checking on the score right now, but they're playing very good basketball, and they're doing some. I mean, they beat the Pistons, the Kings, the Jazz, the Trailblazers, the Rockets. I mean, they're winning very tough opponents. Kev, how do you see that?
So right now we got Detroit, Clippers, and Phoenix, right? So those I think they're gonna be tough games. I mean, even though the Clippers the Clippers are not all that good this year, but they still got some. They still got Kawhi Leonard, James Harden. You can never sleep on those guys. So all those games are gonna be tough, right? But the Knicks just gotta play defense. That's what it all comes down to, defense. If you play defense, you win games. You want to win a championship, you gotta fucking play defense. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta protect the paint. You got to guard the perimeter. If you don't do these things, you're not gonna win games. You cannot allow other guys on other teams to make 11 3-pointers on you in a game. You cannot do that. You're not gonna win games. And on the other end, I will say this. I think fatigue is playing a part into why we are losing all these games right now. You know what I'm saying? I think since the cup, I think we're like 5-5. Um, it's been a tough road. New Orleans, San Antonio, Atlanta, Philly. It's been tough. You know what I mean? So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. But I think we should be good. I think we'll with the next 3 games, who after Phoenix, who we play?
Portland.
Then we go to Portland.
Then we go to
I think.
Portland. Yeah. So it's Detroit Monday, Clippers on Wednesday, then in Phoenix on Friday, Portland, Sacramento, Golden State, and then we're home for Phoenix.
That's gonna be tough because we're gonna be on the road. We're gonna be traveling. Are we gonna be on the road or we're gonna be at home?
For most of that's on the road.
Yeah. See, that's gonna be tough. So.
Well,
I think we're good enough to overcome what's going on right now. I think that we should win at least 3 out of the next 4. I'm gonna say
3 out of the 4. I mean, I sure hope so because that schedule looks killer. And in fairness,
I'm jumping out the window.
Spoiled. But in fairness, we were spoiled because a lot of these games, so far this season, the majority of them have been at home. I mean, we've had a very favorable travel schedule because I think how many games is it? We're 23. We're 15-4 at home, 19 out of the 35. So I mean, so that does. The travel schedule was a whole lot easier. I mean, I think we had 1 game in Brooklyn. We had a couple of games here and there. I mean, we didn't travel very far, but we've had a lot of homestands. Dom, That you just heard the opponents. What are you thinking?
I think we counted 7 games. If we go 4-3, we'll be good because quite a few of them are on the road. This is what I kept saying earlier, though, guys. We've been getting a lot of breaks. Ever since the beginning of the season, we played. It seemed like every team we played was missing somebody. But here's the real funny thing, guys. The last good game we played was the Sippy Cup game, and that don't even count. Other than you say we won the championship. That was the best game we've played in probably the last 2-3 weeks. And that don't even count toward our record. So I'm with Anna. If we don't play defense, this is going to be wheels on the bus, guys, girls. This another thing that I can't stand that is getting hard to watch, guys. And again, I don't want to be the negative guy in the room, but this bitching after every play and not getting back on defense because you're too busy bitching on the other end. And it's the 2 of our best players doing this shit play after play. And the ironic thing is the 2 guys bitching and not getting back good enough are our 2 worst defenders. So, I mean, when is that? They again, to Anna's point, they got to get their head back in the game. And I'm telling you, when Josh Hart comes back, things are going to change because he brings that energy that's contagious. He ain't going to be the guy that you see do the flashy this, but his energy is so contagious. And then, I hate to say it, but I think Mitch coming off the bench is our best move. Because now we got rebounding, shot blocking, Deuce McBride coming in to try to plug the gaps. Because I think Josh Hart needs to start, folks. I don't know if I'm just stuck on last year, but proof is in the pudding. They went 8-1 when they went back to that lineup.
No, I agree. I mean, I think one of our other issues, other than what we've all talked about, is the lineups. We haven't had a consistent lineup. And, like you said, Dom, playing 12 guys, but, one only 2 minutes. Like, what is he going to give us in 2 minutes? Be fair.
Right.
Like, and then you're putting them in positions that you're not making them successful. You're not setting them up for success, right? Like, you're putting in Yabusele with Mitch. Now we have 2 guys who really aren't looking to score.
Right.
So how productive are they going to be, right? You putting in kind of like what I said before we started playing Tyler. Stop putting Tyler in with that second unit or third unit and expect great things from him. The minute you put him in with really Deuce or Clarkson and now Brunson, you see an evolution. You give him a little bit more minutes, you see an evolution. We saw McCullough have a good game, and then since then, his minutes have been limited. 5 minutes here, 6 minutes here. What is he going to give us in that time? But what is anyone going to give us? And, unfortunately, we don't have enough minutes to spread out to the entire team. But you can't be mad when these young guys don't give us anything. Well, because they got 2 minutes. And then you're putting them in lineups that ain't conducive to success. Like, why you put in Mitch in the starting lineup today where Josh would have been, where you play Diawara for a few games, where you put Deuce in the other, you know what I mean? Like, there's no consistent lineups. Not even the starting lineup has been consistent. How are we going to mesh? How do they not get turnovers because they haven't played with these same guys time and time? You know what I mean? Those little mistakes are because of things like that. You know what I mean? Like, today was disgusting on turnovers. But when you look at it, guys got to know each other well on the court. Outside of, practice, in game, really knowing each other, where each other's going to be, where to pass it to. How many times we seen stupid ass passes to Mitch where we know Mitch ain't gonna catch the ball and go up right there. How the fuck you don't know that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just confused, but it goes back to lineups. And, T-Time don't like questioning, results and all that, but I go back to it. When the offense is looking good, we look good. But when shots ain't falling, he starts making dumbass decisions as a coach, and we look like we've looked in the last couple of games. He don't get a pass because we won 8 out of 9 games. He still needs to be held accountable as a coach for his decisions, and I don't think his decisions have been sound decisions, whether it's the lineups, the removing the team that's making a run, even not even making a big enough deal on in games where we're not getting calls and getting beat up. You know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying, Dom, as far as like Jalen and Kat bitching and moaning every play. I hate it too. But let's be for real. Yeah. They're getting beat up.
But you gotta play through it, Anna.
No, you absolutely do. But then that comes to the coach, right? Like, right. You need to make your voice known. Take a fucking technical for the team and let them know that I got your back. You just sitting there chilling. You sitting there chilling, talking to Rick on the bench is pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah, I hate to say this, guys, but there's an old saying: sooner or later, the chickens come home to roost. Now, I'm not going to get stuck in reverse, but to Anna's point, these are the things we thought were going to get better. The prior coach was too stiff, was too that. He relied on his best players. Let's keep it a buck. Here's another thing to Anna's point. When you're playing somebody 2-3 minutes, you're not only hurting them, you're hurting the team. Because guess what, guys? Because of this new NBA CBA, you don't get that much practice time no more. They cut the practice time because of load management, injuries, needing rest. These guys get 5-6 days off, damn near a month for the All-Star break, but they constructed the new CBA to where even practice is limited. So now how are you getting a feel for these guys if they're not on the court? So cut your losses, find your eight, because I told Av earlier in the year, there's 10, 12 guys. Golden State tried that shit last year, and they started off hot. And all of a sudden, Steve Kerr was a genius. Then all of a sudden, it went left in the New York minute, and we heard no more about 10, 12-man rotation. They went back to an 8-man rotation, like basically the whole damn NBA. Find your best 8 players, and let's roll. All of this bullshit, because this is... Let me tell you something, guys. We better do something quick because I know the Knicks don't want egg on their face. But let's keep it a buck. This guy has a 2.5-year shelf life. Look at his record. He has a 2.5-year shelf life. And if anybody on this line can tell me when we got rid of Thibodeau, he was on the top of the list for being the coach
you
of the
giving
Knicks.
him 2.5 years. He got this season from me because I'm.
Thank you, Anna. That's what I would say because as much as I can only go by. If Anna's going to replace me, she better do better than I did, or the wheels are coming off. None of this bullshit where we're embarrassed. We can't do this. No. If I got you to the Eastern Conference Finals, Anna better get me to the finals. Period. End the conversation.
Do you guys think that the inconsistency with the starting lineup has to do with just matchup issues? That Mike Brown is just experimenting early?
No. What matchup issues? If it was a matchup issue, then Mitch would have been playing in motherfucking San Antonio.
Or that would mean every team in the NBA, Av, would have a different starting 5 every other night. Yeah. You go with your best players, guys. Let's not make this shit out of like we're not building nuke bombs. You go with your best players, your best 5, your best 8, and let's roll. This is bullshit now.
For me, when you're playing a big man that's bullying you, you and Mitch is in foul trouble, and you put in Ariel for a couple of minutes and it don't work, why not put in Trey Jameson? His body is solid. Nobody's bullying him in the paint, and I'm not a fan of his like that. But we've seen it. Nobody's pushing him in the paint and bullying him. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to put in someone to set a stance, right? Right. And so he's not doing it. And that's what's annoying me with him. You're just, as the coach, relying on our offense. and that's it. But that's not going to win us a chip. That's not going to win us a chip because then games like now are showing teams how vulnerable we are. And then our facial expression and our energy is down and we look weak. We can't allow any team to see weakness in us.
They're already figuring out how vulnerable we are when they close the plane on us and make us shoot threes all the time.
Right.
Hey, Av said this 2 months ago. Remember, I don't mean to cut you off, Kev. Av said this 2 months ago. What are we going to shoot? 45 threes a night?
Yeah, they will. Mike Brown.
Guess what? That was 2 months ago. He said that shit, and we're still doing it.
That was 2 nights ago, and we hit 9 of them.
But you know that's what the coach said was gonna happen. We should have expected that. You know what I mean? He said it. He said it himself.
He said a lot of things, Kev.
Which I don't agree with. I don't think we should be doing that because I think that we got the guys. We got the talent enough for guys to take it to the paint and be one of those teams. But you know, I guess he wants us to be the Boston Celtics.
But here's what's killing us, Kev. If we're shooting all these threes, it goes against everything we talked about that we needed pace. We needed to have a better pace. We was 26th in pace last year. Meanwhile, his team was 23rd. Right now, as we stand, we're the 5th slowest team in the damn NBA. You know why? Because we come down, we dribble, spread it out, and then either Brunson shoots a 3, Cat shoots a 3, this one shoots a 3. So what pace are you establishing doing that? If you're coming down court, setting up to dribble, and hit the guy for a 3, whoever's shooting the 3, Adam, I don't give a shit if it's Billy Ball. We're coming down court slow as shit and looking for a 3.
Yep.
That's our offense, guys. Let's put it in. Let's not be babies about this shit. Let's call it like we see it.
I think
every now and then Towns will go to the basket.
Yep.
We started off the game with 2 threes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every game.
But now you're playing the team like the Sixers. Like I started this soliloquy with, you're chasing probably the 2 fastest guards in the NBA. That in itself is going to slow you down because you're going to get tired running after these guys. But still, you come down, dribble, 2 passes, 3-point shot.
Yep.
Okay, if that's your game plan, he's starting to remind me of David Fizdale, who sat on the sideline in the B-boy stance and really never said nothing.
Blasphemous.
We should have kept tips for this.
I'm not going to. I was for that, but hey, it is what it is. You got what you wanted. And now we got this guy who's playing, checkers, and everybody's playing chess.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Like somebody said it a minute ago. If we're figuring this shit out, Anna, you think they're not?
Right.
We're just 4 people talking basketball.
Right. And it's just like, again.
I'm sorry.
The whole matchup thing. We're playing Embiid who wasn't moving well, and we don't. We don't attack.
Nah,
we don't attack. Like I don't understand. We don't attack, and he can't move. He was barely jumping off his feet. And we don't attack the basket and make him work.
No.
And I think that's where we miss Josh because I think Josh he moves that needle. He kind of like puts pressure on the other team to have
back.
to force, you know what I mean? Because he goes coast to coast on you. Even not half court ball, he'll take it to the basket too. We haven't been doing that. I think OG's like, probably like the only one that tries. McCall here and there, but I even feel like McCall kind of like took a step back a little bit because he's not playing as aggressive as he was. He's just sticking with the midi, which is fine. I like the midi. I know he can knock it down, but I also know you can take it to the basket.
Anna's getting me all pissed, worked up and shit. I
Because
apologize.
It's like basic basketball. Like you figure out the team's weakness and you go for it. Okay, the guards are gonna kill us. Well, we're gonna kill you in the paint.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Tell the truth, guys. When you saw Maxey and Edgecombe running up and down the court, tell me you wasn't thinking this might be a long night.
No, for
Nah,
sure.
pause.
Oh, I knew
This might
that.
be a long night.
For sure.
Right in the first quarter. In the first quarter, when he was going back and forth, I'm like, yeah,
First-
this is gonna be
three, so I'm gonna make them play defense and chase me into the paint and make Embiid help and get hurt.
And here's another thing. To your point, Anna, not only are they running down the court, probably taking a little bit of wind out of us, but you're coming down court methodically. So you're giving them a chance to basically rest in place. I'm not chasing nobody. I know what they're doing. Dribble, couple of passes, 3-point shot. I'm not going to overexert myself, but when they miss, we're going to be off to the races again. And that's what happened in the first quarter, and it never stopped, guys.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think there was one play where Jalen was out on a fast break, and there was three Sixers trailing
nobody around him.
And
nobody around him.
That's a
Nobody
fucking problem.
around him.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Right. Look, again, when we play Detroit, they're a different beast because they got a great point guard. They move the ball. They're physical. So this is good to me. This is the game I've waited for, guys. Not because Detroit's in first place. I was thinking about this game when the season started because of last year. You're missing Jaden Ivey. You were missing Stewart. You were missing two key players down the stretch. Now they're back. And they play a different brand of basketball, folks. If y'all ain't watching them on League Pass, I suggest you, well, it's too late now because we played on Monday, but they play a different brand, guys. They're very physical. And that Thompson kid, probably one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
The Detroit Pistons are just fucking, they're insane. Because they took identity traits from like some of the good teams. They took some identity traits from us. They took some from the Heat. They took some from like the Pacers, and they get up and down the court. They're very physical. They do rebound the ball. They guard the paint like fucking like bandits. I mean, they're fucking insane in terms of that. And it's so for the Knicks to pull out these last 3 or 4 performances where they couldn't get into the paint. They couldn't get. They couldn't, assess their will and open up the 3-point shot. They're going to have the same, if not a worse environment going into Detroit when you got those guys, like you said, like Jaden Ivey, like Stewart, those guys are going to be crowding the paint and making life miserable for either Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns, or OG Anunoby, who like to get in the paint, especially from Mikal Bridges. Because I mean, look at his numbers and how much it decreased because he can't get into the paint. He can't work that midi anymore because he's basically he's exhausted from chasing freaking Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. 2, by the time the ball gets him, he's deep into the corner, damn near stepping out of bounds, and he has to rush the shot because we're playing the dribble, and we're deflating the air of the ball. So the pace needs to pick up. The effort needs to definitely pick up. The intensity needs to pick up. And I mean, for crying out loud, we need to get stops because in the fourth quarter, in the last, I'd say 5 games, the stops is just not coming. It's just not at all. And, our oppositions are just having fourth quarter, moments where they're damn near coming back. And fortunately, 2 of those, we won those games, but in San Antonio, we could have won that game. Definitely. We only lost by 2. Atlanta, we could have won that game had we made some stops and applied the pressure. Tonight, we could have also won that game, but in all 3 instances, you couldn't get stops, you turn the ball over, and then and you're failing execution. So if you do all 3 of those things, you're definitely going to fail. So that's just case in point.
Sooner or later, to Anna's point again, if you're not getting stops, and again, guys, I don't know. They probably don't. Tomorrow's Sunday, right? So I'm assuming Detroit might have 2 days off now because they didn't play tonight. unless they play tomorrow and then they have a back-to-back against the Knicks, that's going to be our biggest test because they get up and down. They're physical. They're a good defensive team. And they went and got.
So they do have a back-to-back. They play Cleveland tomorrow.
Okay, see? So that might be a break for us. But we may not look at him as a Jerry West. But you think about this. Detroit went and signed Duncan Robinson. So that's another guy that's going to help spread the floor, whether you like him or not. He does do one thing very well, shoot threes.
Yep.
And that's one thing they didn't have last year because remember, Ivy was out the whole year. And then Stewart got hurt. And all of these guys have improved. Durant, Thompson. We already know what Cade Cunningham's going to do. Laugh all you want at Tobias Harris, but he does what Tobias Harris does. They don't need him to score 20, 25 points. Give me 14.
Habit of doing that against us, though.
So just so we say it, Tobias Harris is out for the game. Jalen
Is
Durant,
he?
He's out for 2 weeks. Jalen Durant is out for a week. Karis LeVert is out for tomorrow. So
wow,
may or may not play. So
we might get lucky, huh?
Healthy, right?
We might get lucky.
Who do we play after Detroit, Av?
We play the
Clippers.
We're at home for we're home on Wednesday for the Clippers.
All right.
And then
I
that, we
say this: the
Phoenix.
Knicks need to be going into Detroit pissed off.
Yeah.
Off their own self. And if they come out pissed off, they're winning that game. You know what I mean? But they need to have that intensity. This is going to be a playoff atmosphere. Those fans, because I went to the Detroit game in the playoffs, were brutal. I mean, they don't stand up to me, but they were brutal. But the Knicks need to go in to Detroit, piss the fuck off, and play that way on both ends.
And think about this, guys. Last year, neither one of them won a home game.
Yep.
They beat us at home. We beat them in their gym. So thank God we're playing them at their gym the first time. So, and with all the injuries Anna just gave us, we might get another break, guys. I mean,
and let's be honest. At this point, we need the breaks. I mean, the way the Knicks have been playing over the last week or so, they desperately need it. And I mean, it's kind of odd that ever since we won the NBA Cup, it's been like that. We're like 5-5. I think Kev said. It's probably even less than that. But the reality
it's 5-5.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, maybe going to Detroit, a building we're familiar with, a building we've won at, given the fact that they probably have the still hostility from getting eliminated by us last year in the playoffs. Maybe that's what they need. They need that atmosphere. They need something to kind of like trigger that and evoke that spirit. Because right now, I'm gonna say it again: the Knicks have been playing like ass for the last 3 games, and it's kind of annoying because we know that they're better than that. Anybody who watches basketball, and if you care about basketball and all, you can see it, plain as day. They've been playing like ass for the last 3 or 4 games, and it needs to stop because look at how they're performing in December. We go into the end of December to January, and all of a sudden, we're ass. Come on now, that doesn't even make sense to me. No NBA fan will accept that. I'm sorry.
And let's keep it a buck, guys. We can't say it's early. We're almost halfway through the season.
That is true.
So to Anna's point, you better go in there with a mentality of this got to be a statement game, not just because we lost 3 in a row, but because this is the team, 1, ahead of us, 2, gave us the hardest route in the playoffs other than when we lost to Indiana. They beat us up, guys. Let's keep it a buck. They was physical. They was in our ass. They was beating us at the Garden. This, again, I don't mean to repeat, this was the game I've been waiting for. And now here we are. Like to Anna's point, ain't no more standing there in the B-boy stands and rotating 20 different players in the game. No, let's have a plan. Go in there with your plan, and let's get this shit back on track. Yes, put on the coach like everybody does.
Well, this was a spirited hour of Knicks analysis. How you doing, Dom? I mean,
I'm good, man. Anna gets me too fired up sometimes. I mean, I love basketball, but Anna just gets you to that point. But you can't debate the shit. Come on, guys, man. We see what we see.
And the sad part is we're just fans and we see it.
Yeah.
We just fans. We not the experts. We don't sit in the gym with them all day. So if we see it, how the hell they not seeing it?
Right. And I'm not even a Twitter GM. I'm just Dominic having fun with Kev, Av, and Anna. And I see shit. I may be a little smarter than I give myself credit for, but not that smart. No, come on. It's time, guys, to not to cut you off, Av. I know, but it's time we start putting feet to fire. Somebody's got to be responsible for this shit. Yeah, or boot to ass. Somebody got to be responsible for this. It ain't but one person.
Yep.
Well, it's out. It's out. You know, the belt to ass alert is out there. They have to start thinking about it. This is getting ridiculous. But let's go around. Let's go around for final thoughts here. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight on Knicks and Ish. This was a great conversation, despite the fact that we got our asses beat tonight in our own gym. And I hate losing to the Sixers because I know I'm going to hear about it later, but that's just me. I got friends still in Philly. Kev, you want to lead us off on final thoughts?
Just the Knicks are gonna have to match the same kind of physicality the Pistons are gonna bring. I've said it from the beginning of the season that Detroit was gonna be one of those teams that people should be concerned about. They're young, they're hungry. They got some good pieces over there that they build and develop. And they got a taste of it pause in the playoffs last year. So, this year, I mean, the Knicks are gonna really have to come out and match every single bit of that energy on when they play them in this next game. I mean, from the beginning of the game, although you cannot play one quarter basketball, you have to play full quarter basketball, play smart, right? Try to play as fast as you can. And we're gonna need Cat to play to stop complaining and be the guy that we traded for. You know what I'm saying? We need him because lately he hasn't been playing the way we needed him to play. He's been struggling. He missed the game, and in order for us to be the Knicks that we need to see, we need him to step up. And against the Pistons would be a good start. So,
Dom, you want to follow up with your final thoughts?
First of all, I want to thank you guys for having me again. And there's always irony in something. And the irony in this is the Pistons came into this season with some pretty lofty expectations. And we got to give credit where credit is due. They're living up to it. But now it's time we go in there and we got to prove that our expectations were and are just as high. We got to get back to playing basic basketball. Get your rotation down, Pat. Get back on defense, and let's get back to doing what the Knicks used to do. I understand new coach, new rules, but sometimes you got to dig back and think of what got them there. We basically got the same players, adding a couple of bench pieces. We're playing with the same house money we had last year, people. Now, if you want to reinvent a wheel that really wasn't broken, God bless you. I wish you well. But we may want to look into that and see what got us where we were and try to use parts of it and get back to playing Knick basketball.
Sis?
No excuses. I want no excuses as to why we don't leave Detroit without a win. Whatever it takes, Knicks, Deuce, I know you watch, whoever else watches, make that shit happen. because I don't like losing. This is our season of destiny. And that's not going to come to fruition with stupid ass games like the last 3 we've been seeing. So, Monday, I need belt to ass on Detroit. Belt to ass on Detroit. Because I need a win. I need a win. We need to come home to a win.
The New York Knicks have to stop playing like little bitches like they have been for the last 3 games. Stop complaining. Stop bitching. And beat the other opponent down. You know that they're better than that. A few months ago, I called out Karl Anthony Towns. I'm calling him out again. Papa, you playing kind of soft to me. JB, I need you to be the captain. OG Mikal, Wingstop 2.0 for 82 games. Not for 30, not for 40. 82. And Mitch, you know what you have to do. You do it every night when you're on the court. So please get on the court and stay on the court. We need you healthy. The bench, I mean, besides Deuce and Clarkson and occasionally Kolick, I need to see a little bit more from them. But I need the coach to start trusting these players a little bit more. I mean, you want to keep them on a short leash? By all means, limit them to 10 minutes. But 5 to 6, maybe 2, for what? What does that do? You're just shooting down these guys' confidences and destroying the progression that you initially were starting to build over the last couple of weeks with guys like Tyler Kolick, the guys like Muhammad Diawara, like guys with Kevin McCullough Jr. And you even started to play Pacome Dadier, but now pack him up, got packed up. and this bullshit. I need to see that intensity because platforms like this one and Knicks fans like this one be promoting this craziness night in and night out, saying this is the season of destiny. We still believe that full-heartedly, no matter what the trolls and all the haters be saying. But you got to do your end. I can't play the game for you. I wish I could. I don't have the height nor the talent. Y'all do. And you get the paychecks to go with it. So I need to see better. I need to see more. I need to see more effort. I need to see more heart. I need to see more intensity. I need to see this team actually feel like they actually playing like they give a fuck. Straight up. But that's my final thought. I thank everybody for joining us. Thank you to Domstradamus for joining us tonight. I know it was a little bit past your bedtime.
Oh,
but it's all good.
I ain't got no job, man. Shit.
But you know what? If there's anybody that I learned so much more about basketball, about the intricacies about basketballs and numbers and statistics, obviously I learned it from you, and I thank you so very much for that, sir. I'm thinking that we will be back for the Bleed Blue on Wednesday. I'm not sure. I got to talk to Steve, but if you want to plug ours Untitled, please feel free.
Yeah, we've been on vacation because of the holiday, but I want to plug one more thing. So far, I think it's Anna and maybe T that's coming to Charlotte. Are you two guys in or?
I am not. I'm actually waiting. I'm actually saving up for the April game in Atlanta.
I might do that one too. I mean, that's not far from. I could drive to both them stadiums. But I want to get together, and I have Anna's phone number. I have your phone number, Av, so we don't have to do all this text and shit.
When we make it to the finals, we all meeting up in New York.
That's a hump for me. Well, no, that's in good weather, ain't it? Yeah, that'd be May, June. Yeah.
May, June.
Not that I'm afraid. Not that I'm afraid to fly, guys. I like having my own car. And not because of the car I have. It's just I like having my own shit. So if I fly, I got to rent something. And then I can't. I just like that freedom of.
Oh, wait. See, that's another thing. You haven't been here in such a long time, so there are a couple.
I was
more
there
cold-
last year, I think. Was it last year?
Right.
No, the year before that.
So since then, there's
You
this
can't
thing
drive
called-
into the city.
I heard.
can't drive-
Yeah.
there's
Unless
this
you're gonna
thing
do
called
25 miles an hour, right?
No. Hold on. There's congesting pricing. So if you're driving from 60th Street south all the way downtown, they're charging you $9 on the Easy Pass.
Oh, that's all right. They hey, do they go by plate?
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of
Okay,
funny
good.
that you say that because I drove in last year for the playoffs, and I didn't get charged, and
Yeah,
I drove
this-
all the way down. Is this year?
This started
it was
around.
last year.
It
Yeah,
may have
because
been,
I'm
no,
telling you,
but
I-
it may have been
I-
after the playoffs. It started like around
It
July.
wasn't because we drove. We drove to New York, but we didn't drive downtown because of the congestion pricing.
Well,
But
those
hopefully-
games that I met up, those games that I met up with Anna and I drove into the city. I parked all the way on 27th Street, and just from there I walked to the Garden, and I never got a bill for it. Never got a bill for it.
You know, I thought you lived in the city, Kev.
Nah, I live in
live in the
Yonkers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to drive. I'll pay the fees because I just like having that. If we make the playoffs, yeah. Again, not to keep going, but I live in the South, so I get Miami, Orlando, Charlotte, Atlanta, and see the other two I could go to easily because my son lives in Florida. He lives like maybe 45 minutes from Miami. He lives in Pompano, so that's a good. Then I could fly because he has a car. I could use his car, but that's the best time. Orlando and Miami. Charlotte, I live right here. I go to Hornets games when they're not playing the Knicks, so because it's so affordable, I could just go sit and watch a basketball game.
Yeah,
Because you know what? Then again, guys, if I drive to New York to meet Anna and y'all, they should be having that free bus shit, right? I could park my car and get on the bus for free, right?
if
Nothing free in
anything,
New York.
ain't nothing for New York. The only thing you can just come to you can just park your car at my house and we'll just take the subway there. We're good.
All right, that sounds like a plan too. Shit, I don't have. Do I
have a
need to
driveway.
put? Do I need to put one of those? What do they call those things on your steering wheel?
With the club? No.
You know, I got out-of-state plates. I'm not saying. I mean, I love New York. I'm a New Yorker.
So do most of my neighbors. It's all Pennsylvania, Tennessee,
No,
Canada,
they-
Ontario.
You used to live in Philly, didn't you, Av?
Yes, I did. But
I taught there for a little while. Yeah.
But I have a lot of neighbors that have like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ontario plates. I'm like, where's the New
Damn.
York plates? I'm like the only one.
And you live in Queens.
I live right nearby JFK.
Get out of here. So you could walk to City Field.
No, I want to recommend.
No,
it.
not
Yeah.
walk, but it's close, ain't it?
It's close.
This summer, Av, we got to get together. I know y'all ain't into baseball like me, but
Oh, I am. It's just it's kind of crazy to me because City Field, their tickets are actually more expensive than Yankee Stadium, and you would think it would be the other way around. But City Field is actually more expensive than Yankee Stadium, and I don't understand why.
wow.
Yeah,
Now for Anna and Kev, before we go, for the last 2.5 years, I've been doing the stadium tour, and there's 3 stadiums I have not seen yet. Ironically, 2 of them are in my own hometown. The other one I'll probably never go to because it's in Toronto. So I got to get to City Field and Yankee Stadium this year. Complete my not so bucket list.
I'm a Yankee fan, but I think City Field is a better stadium.
That's what I heard, Kev. Let me tell
It
y'all
is.
something. Let me
It
tell
is.
you. Hold up, Av. My tours have told me the 2 best stadiums, I've been to one, of course, is Truist in Atlanta and City Field. Those are supposedly the 2 best stadiums. And guys, I've been to every one. San Diego, beautiful. San Francisco, beautiful. But
Nice.
Atlanta guys in the 7th inning in a night game, they turn the lights off and everybody takes their cell phone and does the tomahawk chop with the light on yourself. That shit, I wanted to go home after that. I was like, I'm done. I just go for the aesthetics of the park and to say I've been there. I hit pay dirt last year when Willie Mays died. I was in San Francisco when they had Willie Mays night. I drove down to the stadium, got me a ticket.
I heard that
Watch.
the new Ranger Stadium in Arlington,
Texas. Oh, go ask Anna. Well, Anna's not into
It's
baseball.
cool.
I've been there. Matter of fact, I'm
I
so
went there
old.
twice when the Yankees played out here.
According to Av, I'm so old that I think I've seen at least 2 or 3 different stadiums the Texas Rangers playing. I was stationed in Texas a couple of times. And the one they played in before, man, you had to wear one of those things over your head because the bugs was tearing you up.
They still have the stadium up, but I think it had a fire and it's
You know which one I'm talking about, Anna.
still there. It's literally
That shit was crazy, Av. The bugs.
Because
remember,
in Arlington?
Yeah, Anna could tell you in Texas, they don't play many day games in the summer. It's too damn hot.
Yeah.
So they play the majority of good games at night. And that shit is oof. But the new stadium I've been to, beautiful. I love baseball, so I just love watching all the different. I don't give a shit who's playing, guys. I don't go if the Mets or the Yankees are playing. When I go, I don't care who's playing. I'm there to see the stadium. I ain't there to see the teams. Normally stay for 6-7 innings, wake up the next morning and fly home. Yeah, except Atlanta and shit that I could drive to. Even Miami Stadium, guys, believe it or not, ever since they took the fish tank out of the outfield, that's a pretty nice ballpark. I give them a little bit of credit. They suck, but it's a nice ballpark.
You know, that's always a shame when a new stadium is erected. Pause and
no diggity.
And then no diggity. But when a new stadium is built and the team is just straight ass,
yeah,
it's like
I feel like
That's
not
what-
for nothing. I feel like that's how Yankee Stadium is, bro. Like it's just trash, bro.
that's what I heard. And I'm a Yankee fan, Kev, but I heard
I love the Yankees, bro. I love the Yankees. When I go there, I'm like, yo, there's nothing.
But it's
exciting.
also for the Yankees. It's also the sentimental thing, like
right, the historical aspect of it.
Stadium.
Yeah,
I mean, but you didn't make it for the fans. Like you go to City Field and you're like, yo, you can see they say, yo, nah, we're doing this shit for the fans. For the fans to enjoy. You go to when you go to Yankee Stadium, it's more like business. There's not even Yankee fans there. It's more people fucking trying to get people to do business.
Right. It's funny. It's funny to Av's point because he's always saying, guys, honestly, I just turned 60. I'm not 105 as Av would have you believe. But I grew up playing baseball where the new Yankee Stadium is at was the Babe Ruth Little League. And Yankee Stadium was on the other side of the street. So I played baseball where the Yankee Stadium is right now. So, of course, I'm from the Bronx. So, of course, I got that Bronx in me. I love my Yankees. I grew up with the Yankees. And trust me, I'm probably a bigger Yankee fan than I am a Knicks fan. And at least I haven't suffered as long with the Yankees if I've had the Knicks.
Right.
But this suffering is getting insufferable now. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah. And again, we go back to, I think, what is it, Av? 2009?
Right.
Was our last World Series. And in my Bronxite defense of my Yankees, I'm like, man, I can name a shitload of teams that haven't won a World Series since 2009. But because we're the Yankees, the expectations are always, I guess. But I'm old enough to say I've seen enough World Series wins. Right there. Look at that. See, I'm old enough to say I've seen them.
I feel like this year, I want to say I'm trying to be patient, but so far, like I'm not confident. I'm not confident in the team. I mean. They saying that we got this young pitching, and this. We just lost half of our they just let go half of our bullpen. We lost 2 of them to the Mets. Like,
yeah,
they want to be us so badly.
Yeah, I know, right?
And
it's your little brother.
But it's like, bro, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, how are y'all helping Aaron Judge right now, man?
Well,
Yeah.
with this owner and his logic behind the payroll and free agency, the way they've been handling things, I'm starting to get that Jim Dolan vibes. This is how I'm starting to get with Hal.
Yeah, it's you know what? When you look at that, other than what the Dodgers have been able to manipulate this pay shit, I don't understand how I'm not behind closed doors either, but I can't understand why we're not in people's faces, these free agents. Like, yo, we're the Yankees. What happened to that shit?
We lost our
Nobody's
swagger.
buying that no more. I guess
George
not.
died. That's what George died.
I feel like
and Cashman is not being allowed to do what he has to do.
I feel like the son is more like the mother and nothing like the father.
Right.
I
wish T was here because he's a big Yankee fan.
I feel like the father had like this thing where it's like, well, I want him, and you better get him.
Make it happen.
That's the guy that I want. And he was real vocal about it. You know, with the kids, it's been like completely different. It's like there's no swagger. We look boring. It's not a team that sometimes you're like, yo, this is a fun team to watch. Sometimes it's just like, wow, okay.
And Anna could attest to this because we talked about this one time last year without staying up all night. When the Yankees got Jazz, remember Anna? We were like, man, this is the first dude that brought some swag. He got a green buckle on his belt. And now that I heard he may be on the block.
I don't understand that.
I ain't happy about that. My daughter.
No, they better not get rid of him, guys. Because again,
he's like the best at the.
And me being the baseball guy I was telling y'all, remember, Anna, this guy can't play third base. He's a natural second baseman. When he plays second base, we're going to see a different. What did he hit? 30 home runs, stole 40 bases, something crazy.
He did a good job playing third base with the
Yankees.
He's
a natural second baseman, though.
He doesn't have the arm for third base, though.
Right.
No, I agree with you. He's not, but you could the fact that you could throw him anywhere in the infield just says a lot about the guy.
Or center field. He actually could play. He played center field and second base on Miami. Ironically, when I visited the Marlins Stadium 2.5 years ago, who was playing center field for the Marlins?
Jazz Chisholm.
Jazz Chisholm was playing center field. But there are some times where he gets that trying to put too much mustard on the hot dog and he'll piss you off here and there. But he gives you that something that we don't have. The Yankees, like Kev said, it's like our shirts are always too much starch. And he brought that flexibility, that
He brings in that like that when Nick Swisher brought to us in 2009 when he brought that fun energy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There are times where I want to choke Chaz Chisholm out because when he strikes out, because he's guessing pitches all wrong.
Right.
But when he performs and he's having like those great weeks, there's not a second baseman. There's not an infielder in baseball that can touch him. But
right. I will say this, though, before we go. There's always irony. I always love using the word irony. The irony in us losing one of the bullpen players that Kev brought up, the Williams kid, Devin Williams. Here's the irony to this shit. He's going to the team that ruined his career. When Pete Alonso hit that home run to knock Milwaukee out the playoffs, he hasn't been shit since. He wasn't shit with us. And now you're going back to the team that basically ruined your career. So God bless you. I'm glad he went to Queens because I didn't like him. He's not that good. And his career, he got shit hit ever since that home run, guys. He was never the same. First of all, let me tell you this. I've never in my baseball life heard of a closer and his best pitch is a changeup. I never heard of no shit like that. Normally your closer's coming in and throwing heat. This guy's best pitch is a changeup. Really? Come on. No, that don't fly. Good luck. God bless you.
I mean, I mean, I've heard of closers having their changeup being their second best pitch.
Right, exactly. Not the
It's
first best pitch.
It's usually the setup, for like a cut, like a variation of a cut or a slider, but it's
Right.
never the best pitch, which is
He's
kind
throwing
of
off-speed pitches, man. Get out of here with that shit. Go to, like I said, I am not that guy. I don't wish no bad on him, but he didn't pan out with us. And again, it was because of that home run that ended Milwaukee's season and propelled the Mets on that little run they had. But he ain't been the same since then. So, man, God bless him. But to Kev's point, yeah, we need to do something with that bullpen. And I think the outfield is pretty set. But
so what would you do about Bellinger? Because this is getting kind of ridiculous that he hasn't been signed yet.
Yeah, I heard Judge wants him back.
And the price they're outpricing themselves, man. These contracts that these guys want for what you're giving us is like out of this world, bro. Like
Right.
you're not worth $200+ million. In my opinion, I'm not. If I have to give you like 5 years, 130, I'm good with that.
Right.
That's what I think you're worth. I'm not giving you anything.
I'll give him 165. I'm okay with 165, and then but that's like my break deal. It's like
That's
if you want more than that,
right?
We could thank Robinson Cano for a lot of this. Y'all remember back in the day, the Yankees offered him just as much money. Wow. He wanted 10 years. The Yankees said no. He went to Seattle. He was never the same. Bounced around baseball. Actually went to the Mets for a minute. But see, the Yankees at least did that part right. They got away from them 10, 12-year Mike Trout, Alex Pujols contracts. Baseball went away with that. We're not going to give you 10, 12 years. No, hell no. That's too much. No.
But here comes Ohtani and Soto with these 13-year, $700 million deals, and it's like
right.
That's what everybody wants again.
Right.
And a lot of owners are not trying to do that because look what happens in the latter stages of those contracts.
Right.
I mean, just look at A-Rod, look at Pujols, look at all these guys that have
look at Trout. Mike Trout.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Trout at one point was the best player in baseball, for 3 whole years. And now do you even mention this man's name anymore? Do you mention him anymore? No, he's not even in the conversation.
I'll tell you what, I think it's coming back this summer. It might be in Miami. I went 2 years ago to the baseball classic. The greatest shit I ever experienced, guys. That was the tickets were out of this world to sit in the bleachers, but just to be there. I think when I went, they were playing the DR. And then we lost, I think, to Japan? When Ohtani struck out Trout, matter of fact. Yeah. So when I didn't go to that game, I went to the game before that. So yeah, there's certain things you should want to do just for shits and giggles, but that was one of them. That was great. Serious. The electricity in there because it's us against them. So you're in the stadium with half the stadium wearing the PR hats or the DR and we're wearing the US, and it's like some competitive juices, but we all had fun. That's a great thing. NBA should think of some shit like that. Have us against them.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of that.
The NBA's too corny for that, bro.
Yeah, they're stuck on stupid, man. It's just I hate to say this, and I have these conversations with Av all the time, that I can't think of anything Commissioner Bobblehead has done to better the NBA.
Nothing.
He's into all of these smoke and mirrors and gimmicks and all of this bullshit. Just concentrate on the game. Promote the game.
I'll tell you what.
I feel like guys have been getting caught up in gambling.
Then there's that, Kev. Ooh.
And
that's what Commissioner Bobblehead has done.
Right. Right. I feel like people getting caught up with that, bro. Like, look how many people getting arrested for that.
And then again, Kev, you can't
all these guys.
You can't watch an NBA game without them promoting it.
Right.
Every
game.
There's a million different betting sites and
then you
I guess all sports. I guess Major League Baseball don't promote it as much as like the NFL and the NBA.
But
you're in bed with these NFL. People, man. Yeah.
Let's
You
not
can't-
talk about the NFL. Jesus Christ.
Right. You can't sleep with dogs and not expect to get fleas. I mean, come on. But that's him. He's been the gimmick commissioner from day one. He done changed the All-Star game, 105 times? I mean, what are we doing this year? You know?
I think we're doing flag football this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Come on, man. Enough already. Cancel this shit. Anyway.
Or just go back to the old fucking format. Like
East versus West.
That's it.
Exactly what it should be.
East versus West. Yes. Your top vote getters, the coaches' picks, whatever, and let's play East versus West. And
Or
maybe even do what Major League Baseball did for a minute. Since you clowns can't make the shit competitive, whoever wins, East or West, y'all get the home court advantage in the championship. Damn your record. Who finished where don't matter. Y'all win the All-Star game. Y'all get home court advantage in the world to the finals. Period.
Finals. Yeah.
Give it some meaning, man. That's, you know what? That's the reason I like Kevin Durant so much. Whether you like him or not, you know, he's not afraid to troll with the trolls. But sometimes when he talks, it makes a lot of sense. You know, we want to play, but all this other bullshit, because you can never take that away from Kevin Durant. Y'all remember during COVID, he was in parks playing basketball, just to be playing basketball. But all of these gimmicks, the shit ain't working, guys. I mean, we're all NBA fans, but it's just corny. Go back to East versus West and give some incentive to this shit. Maybe then who knows? I think LeBron James is the one that, forgive me for saying this, anybody out there that's a LeBron fan, I think he did more damage to the NBA than he did good. I'm sorry. Yeah. He just fucked shit up. And here we are.
That's why you get a lot of flopping and all this other
bullshit. Exactly, Kev. Yeah. Everybody bitching and wailing every time somebody breathes on him. He created this shit. Here's the one thing I'm glad is over with. The big three shit, that ain't working no more. You don't need a big three. You just need a good team. And because what did they do? How many did they win? 2? All that money. Yeah. All that money, and y'all walked away with what? Y'all were 2-2?
Right.
If I ain't mistaken.
Yep.
All that money you spent to go 2-2. All right. We didn't do that bad then, huh?
And both losses to Texas teams.
You do like what the Knicks did. You get 2 stars and a bunch of good, real solid role players. That's what you need, bro.
Yeah.
That's what you need. That's what Jordan had. Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, and a bunch of solid role players around him. And look how many championships they won.
Yeah. And if he didn't go play baseball, they might have won 8 in a row.
Right.
When you think about it.
Right.
If Mike didn't decide
you would have threw somebody next to Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing probably would have had 2 or 3 championships.
I always say that, Kev. Name me anybody that played with you and that was a Hall of Famer. None of them. Nobody.
No, because the biggest argument for the Knicks is that we never got to see Patrick and Bernard together because Bernard was always hurt. So that was the biggest robbery in terms of Knicks, at least in my lifetime, that we never got because we never saw Patrick and Bernard play. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you everybody for joining us on Knicks and Ish. You heard the Knicks. We just talked some little bit of ish. Thank you so very much. We will be back up here on Monday night as the Knicks travel to the Motor City to take on the Detroit Pistons, who I'm sure are still pissed off since we eliminated them and they're going to be, guns blazing. But thank you so very much. Be sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Sharon is always caring. Be sure to hit up the Knicks and Ish Shopify. It's right there. Copy yourself some merch. And until Monday night, for the co-host Kev Rodriguez, for the First Lady, Mrs. Knicks, for Domstradamus himself, Dominic Donardo, I'm your boy, the infamous one, Knickerbocker Ave, saying thank you very much. Keep talking that ish, New York, and someone has to say it.
Hit the outro.
Boom shakalaka! The Knicks are grit. These kids and our party just lit. That is the littest. You know we lit. You know we lit. You know we lit. Turn up, no we lit. Turn up. You know we lit. Let's go T-Town. You know we lit. Mr. Slim Shut. You know we lit. Kev, what up? You know we lit. Fresh, that's the Pearl, Lord. You know we lit. Nickel.